Hi again. I'd like to just give you a brief introduction to the Sociology of Health and Illness for the online distance learning course in dental public health. The aim of this course or this module is to help you to develop a comprehensive knowledge and a critical awareness of the sociology of health and illness. We will be introducing some of the key themes of the sociology of health and illness, giving you an opportunity to develop your skills in assembling the key debates and discussions within the sociology of health and illness. By the end of the module, we would like you to be able to evaluate and assess some of the core aspects of the sociology of health and illness. And then finally, you should have assembled, by the time we get you through the module, the skills and the ability to be able to explore the application of the sociology of health and illness in some considerable depth. The module is based on 5 units, different units of exploration of the subject matter. In the first unit, we will be looking at introducing the sociology of health and illness. In this unit, I will talk to you about what sociology is, some of the misconceptions that we have of sociology, and then what we will do is we will explore some of the theory and the history behind the sociology of health and illness. After that, we will move on to Unit 2 and we will explore a topic that receives very little attention in the secondary literature, and that is the problem of the concept of society and public health. So if you think about it, sociology is the science, or is often defined as the science of society. And yet, so if it is the science of society, then we should understand what we mean by the concept of society and what that might mean for problems in relation to public health. In the third unit, we will go on to explore the sociology of power, health and illness, and how that might be applied to understanding health and illness and public health problems. In the fourth unit, we will look at developing your understanding of inequalities in health. You will have already received lots of teaching on the social determinants of health, on different explanations for inequalities in health, but in the sociology of health and illness, in this module, in Unit 4, we're going to take that knowledge and we're going to build on it, and we're going to introduce you to the concept of fundamental causation and how that relates to health inequalities. And then finally, we're going to cover a huge topic in the sociology of health and illness, and that is the sociology of chronic illness. What will happen next? As I've already sort of indicated, we will explore the history and origins of the sociology of health and illness. We will look at different theoretical sort of perspectives that exist in relation to the sociology of health and illness. We will discuss this activity and your reading, and then we will go on to produce a wiki, which will be basically you've done wikis in other parts of the course, but it is building key concepts in the sociology of health and illness. And I will give you more details of that when it comes to doing the first unit. But we will be exploring concepts such as social class, the problem of gender, ethnicity, age, place, ideas such as psychosocial factors, what that means, and the issue of health and development and life events, amongst other things. And throughout the module, from time to time, we will revisit this wiki and we'll continue to build a summary of the content of the subject of sociology of health and illness. As with all my teaching, we have feedback built into the module. It will be a constant feature of what we do in the sociology of health and illness. And once again, we will be engaged in feed forward, so we will have activities that at the start of each module and each unit that will map where you currently are, your current understanding of the topic under investigation. And as I've said before and elsewhere, feed forward, the issue of feed forward, the technique, is basically to enable you to set out where you're at in a particular topic, but more importantly, to look back at that entry and to understand what you have learned through reading and engaging with the content of each unit. And then finally, as again with other topics that I end up teaching, some of the language and some of the subject matter will be completely different to what you've encountered before. And therefore, each time we complete a unit, we'll be doing a form of feedback. We'll be checking to see if the level and the quantity of the material is appropriate and to see how you've got on with the content. The important thing to remember is that this constant conversation about both the feed forward and the feedback will be used to continually modify the course in advance of you engaging with it. So what we will do is we'll give you access to each unit as we go, so you won't have all the course content to begin with. And as you give us feedback, we will be adjusting in the background the material before it is released to you. So it is very, very important that we have a two-way conversation and that we don't get ourselves into a kind of position where there is a constant sort of process of just minimally typing up material. As with the other modules, the whole point of writing in forums, the whole point of doing blogs and wikis is so that you are learning to develop the skills to write sociologically and to think sociologically. We're not looking for entries that are kind of descriptive and kind of factual. We're looking for entries that engage with the material and debate with that material. So each time you write a blog or a wiki, you are practicing the skills that you will be using in your final assessment. So it is very important that you engage positively with these activities. You will get feedback on all of your writing. It'll be done either as a whole or individually. And the aim of doing this is so that we can get you into the skills in place and that you will get feedback on your skills before you undertake the summative assessment. So the whole point about every time you do an entry, you're actually being assessed. You should be assessing your own skills, you should be looking at each other, looking at the techniques of writing sociologically and thinking sociologically. So by the time you get to the summative assessment, you will discover that 100% of the marks for this module are given in one 3,000 word assignment, and the assignment can be written and will be written from a choice of topics based on your work during the course. So as you go through the course, you'll get a chance to look at each of the topics, and then you'll get to choose a question from the topic. So you'll get to choose the kind of topic or subject that you would like to cover. Thank you.